everyone, I'm Rikki and I'm a 20-year-old English language and applied linguistics student here at the University of Reading. So today I wanted to actually do a video talking about some of the stuff that people don't necessarily mention before coming to university. Now if you're anything like me and maybe you don't know anyone that's been to university before, or you're the first one out of your family to go, then you will have no idea what to expect. It doesn't matter what people tell you, like you're going to have a different experience to everyone else at the end of the day, and you've really just got to kind of expect the unexpected. I am now going into third year, so I think I have quite a good overview of what the university experience is actually like, and tell you guys some of the stuff that you may not expect but that you might need to know before you go to university, just so that you feel more prepared and that you are more prepared. Okay, so my first point is that moving in day is going to be hectic. I thought I was so organised. The reality was like very different. So I waited in this mile-long queue to get my keys. Nobody was talking, I think, because everyone was just so nervous themselves. Finally, it was my turn to get my keys. Then they were like, oh, you need a campus card, or we need to take a picture of you. Was not expecting that, so I literally looked a bit like Shrek, and yeah, got the most disgusting campus card ever now, but whatever, that's a whole other story. I was like, okay, now we've got to go and find my halls. So that in itself was a bit of a maze. Obviously I'm in a completely new area, and in my personal halls it was kind of like a road. So we had like the close and then we had the crescent, and I couldn't wait to meet my flatmates at the same time. I was really scared. I was in my room and then someone came like, you need to go to your fire safety talk like right now, and I was like, oh my god. That literally left my parents and my sister, so they were kind of unpacking for me. By this point it was like 5 o'clock and I was like, oh my god, I haven't eaten like all day, I've got to go out at like 7 because we had like an event. And then yeah, it was time to say goodbye to my parents, which was obviously really emotional, but I was so stressed out that it didn't even hit me. I was so scared about meeting my flatmates anyway, because they all arrived earlier than me. They had all literally like met each other and they were sat in a circle in the kitchen around our table, and I was like, great, perfect, I have to go in and meet 8 people at once. Fantastic. I instantly clicked with my flatmates and I'm still living with them now, so I've lived with them second year and I lived with them third year as well. So yeah, it was just really not what I was expecting. I thought it would be really chilled out. I thought I had it all planned out in my head, like gonna arrive at this time, gonna unpack at this time, but in reality it's literally nothing like that. You've kind of just got to go with the flow. It was definitely one of the most manic days of my entire life, but it was really fun at the same time. So that's the first thing people don't really tell you. I think it's because people expect you to kind of just know that it's gonna be manic, but it's just a bit mad. Okay, so my next point is definitely a really random one. So before I went to university, everyone told me, like, if you're sharing with people, make sure you label your stuff. But by the time I like washed all my dishes, it had come off. I think we all ended up going to like IKEA and getting like the same set. So what I recommend doing is buying some really colourful dishes and like cutlery that you know isn't going to get mixed up. I went to university so prepared with a brand new set of like plates, mugs, bowls, cutlery, and I left with everyone else's stuff. That was a big one for me because I ended up going into second year then with like 1 fork and 1 spoon and had to go out and rebuy all the stuff that I had to get in first year. You're gonna literally live off pasta now for 3 years. Especially during freshers, you will literally just not have the time or the energy to make all this really nice food. And I loved pasta before I went to uni, and it was my favourite meal. But now I think I'm genuinely like a little bit scarred for life. I know it's so stereotypical when you hear people talk about it, but seriously, you will literally live off of it. Make sure you bring a massive supply of that to uni with you, because you will need it. A great idea is to split your shopping with your friends, or like make meals together. I'd make things like fajitas with my friends, or we'd make roast dinner on Christmas. We'd all kind of chip in and it would work out so cheap, and you'd have food left over for the next day as well. The nightlife part of uni was something that actually really scared me, and I know a lot of students are really excited about that. A lot of them went for the student life and a lot of them were very excited about freshers. I was just really nervous because before I went to uni I'd actually never been out. I didn't know anyone, I didn't know the area, So I was very, very worried about going to clubs just in random places. But actually, most unis do have a student union. So I know for Reading, we'd have like Union, which was our one on campus, and it's the biggest club in Reading. So it's really great fun. It's got 3 rooms, so you know it's going to cater for everyone. You're always going to have one club, I've noticed, that is well suited to freshers. So for us, it was Q Club. Like if you go into Q Club, it is full of first years. And now I'm second year, and I was a bit like, wow, this feels really different. Freshers just kind of lean towards one club, I think. And I know this because a lot of my friends from different unis have actually said the same thing. When you're at uni, it is very easy to feel either under or overdressed. What I recommend doing is bringing like a variety of clothes and then arranging it with your flatmates. That's what I did, and it worked out so well because I never felt under or overdressed. And also, during freshers, you do tend to have themes as well. So you might have like a zoo theme. We had a Smurf theme, which was very unflattering. But I was able to kind of like match with my friends, which I thought was like really cute. We had an 80s night and we all went and got matching outfits. You just make it really fun. So like, don't stress out about freshers too much. You can go shopping during the day, or you know, just bring a variety of clothes and then decide with your friends which ones you want to use. So while on the topic of freshers, I do want to just say that freshers flu is actually a real thing. I had never even heard of the term before I came to uni. After you've been going out every night and doing things during the day, you're gonna be worn out. Like, it's an amazing time, but you know, you're gonna be exhausted and you might come down with a little cold as well. So I literally just took some plasters and some paracetamol, but you know, make sure you take a nice supply of medication because you're probably gonna need it after. Textbooks are a waste of money. I stupidly went and bought a lot of books during first year and honestly spent an absolute fortune. So university books really like vary in price, but they can actually be anything from like 50 quid upwards. I've actually seen a book before that's like £100. I was like, I'm a student, I don't even have £100. They can be ridiculous prices, so look, honestly, make sure you're just going and making use of your library. Another really good tip is that your library will probably have a kind of area where you can search for the book you want, and a lot of the time they'd have the online version, which I actually personally prefer because if you're looking for a certain phrase, you can literally press Ctrl F and search it. You don't have to like go through 150 pages to find it. The final thing that people didn't tell me about was how like the module system works. I'm the type of person that needs to take a lot of different subjects because I do get very bored and I like a challenge as well. Basically, you have some core modules and you have some optional modules. So I love the fact that like you have a choice. And that was something I was very worried about. I thought, great, I chose an English as a degree, what happens if I don't enjoy it? I looked at the university-wide modules, which are ones that are available for anyone doing any course. And in there, I found things like Introduction to Marketing, Introduction to Management, Practice of Entrepreneurship, stuff that I was actually like really interested in. The core modules are ones that you need to take. Like everyone doing your degree takes them, you have no choice in it. Also, I do want to quickly talk about how the credit system works as well, because that's something I didn't know, and I think it is important to know before you go in, just so that you go in there and you sort of have an idea of how it works. Your whole degree is worth 120 credits, and some modules are worth 20 credits, so they're worth more. Other modules are worth 10 credits. Do not think that the 10 credit modules are easier than the 20 credit ones, because in my opinion, they're actually a lot harder because they're shoving in like all of this work into just one term rather than spreading it out over the course of the year. These are just some things that I feel are quite important to know before you go to university, or that I wish I knew before I went to university, because it would have just saved a lot of confusion. So yeah, that was everything that I wanted to discuss today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, so thanks for watching!